So my weekend workout session, I did a push day and it was all chest, shoulders, and triceps. One of the things about working out on a weekend is you get more time, you're not rushed, because when I'm working out on a weekday, it's usually during the evening times and when the gyms are absolutely packed. So even if you get a machine, you have to like rush because somebody somewhere is waiting to get onto the machine. They're not asking you to like get off the machine, but then again, psychologically, it puts you in a pressure that, okay, you have to finish, you have to respect other people's boundaries as well. Anyway, weekend sessions are the sessions where I focus more on my form and I do slow negatives and positives. So you would see in like the whole workout, all my movements coming up or pushing out and then coming back, or the negatives are all slow movement. And the idea here is to focus more on my form and understand if the movement is still working for me. Identify that mind muscle connection, because if the movement feels a little off and I'm trying to increase the speed of those movements, then from a muscle point of view, I can potentially sprain my muscle, and we all want to avoid gym injuries because then you would be away from the gym for a while. But anyway, weekend sessions are the sessions where it's mostly about the form and making sure that I take my time. And just from experience, I would say if I go between 8 and 10, the gyms are usually quieter. From 10 a.m. onwards, it starts getting busier. But if you're going to the gym around that time, you have plenty of space, plenty of machines. And to be honest, if you want to do or record a session, you can do that too. That's exactly what I did. And my camera isn't, to be honest, it's not that invasive. It's like a small, tiny camera that I can just place anywhere. But still, it's easier to just have your sessions recorded and like do it properly. Throughout the session, as you would notice, I'm doing like slow movements. And one thing that you would also notice in the video is I'm wearing a kind of a jacket on top and then long joggers. The long joggers kind of work, especially on a push day for me. And the jacket that I have on the top is, it's a very stupid reason to be honest, but when you get the pump that you need and then you take out your jacket or whatever it is that you're wearing on top, I think it's one of the best feelings in the gym, because you feel positive for that exact window, that moment when you're taking out your jacket, fleece, or whatever. You feel good about yourself. You feel like, okay, I've got the pump. Now I can look at myself in the mirror. Sometimes it can get a bit much, to be honest. Not gonna lie, with the whole body dysmorphia thing on the spectrum, it can push you on the other side of the spectrum where you're not feeling good regardless of what you're doing, but others, and just from a standard point of view, your body is pretty darn good. But psychologically, we just don't see ourselves that way. But anyway, I don't want to go to the body dysmorphia route, because that's a very sensitive subject, and also it's one of those things that I would say that I struggle a little bit myself. But anyway, the point that I was trying to make is when you get the pump and you take your fleece or jacket off, that window feels very accomplishing. It feels good for that moment, and then you continue with your session, and yeah, the overall session feels positive. So that's why what I've recently started doing is I have a jacket or a fleece on until I reach to a point mentally and physically where I feel that pump, and then I take my jacket off. And that's one of the things that I like. I think that is a feeling that I kind of chase whenever I'm in the gym. If I'm not getting the pump, I don't feel like great about myself, even though if I'm pushing hard, I don't feel just the best. But anyway, the weekend sessions are, I think, always interesting because you get to try a lot of things. The gym is quieter, and depending on where you are, it's, my happy medium is that there are still some people in the gym that I don't feel like I'm in a zombie land. And also, it shouldn't be as busy where I'm feeling like I'm in a London tube on during peak hours. But anyway, good session overall. So whenever we are doing chest, shoulder, and triceps, especially on a weekend session, I tend to spend longer during my warm-up session, and then I start with the machines, because those machines are usually supported. So as you are progressing, it feels natural to start with like no weight, do your warm-ups of all your body movements, then move to the machines where you have like support and you can accordingly manage your weight. And then if you're really looking to push yourself hard, then you go to the free weight section where you are picking up or pushing heavier weight and you have no support and you have to rely on your body stability to be able to do those exercises. So that is the natural progression, I would say, when it comes to any day, be it push, pull, or legs. That's how I prefer to start, because it's just flows naturally, and also has kept me from injuries, touch wood. Well, not all injuries, because when I started lifting, I did injure my shoulder. But anyway, the natural progression is something that is helpful. I think for most people should work. Once you're done with all of your session, there's a warm down session as well that I would recommend, which I sometimes do and sometimes I don't, depending on the time. But if I'm doing it on a weekend session, I most likely tend to do warm down session where I'm just getting all the lactic acid out of the system. And it helps with your DOMS, delayed onset muscle soreness, the muscle soreness that we feel after the workout. If you do a proper warm down session, your muscles are less sore and you're not just tied to the bed after your workout session. You can actually go about doing things and living a normal life. But yeah, that's my 2 cents on a weekend session. So if I had to do it in a pointer mode, I would say great for analyzing your form, great for recording any session, and great for understanding just more and more about yourself and doing your workout peacefully so that you don't feel rushed.